This is Team Kintaro's Week 4 art collaboration video. This week, the team focused mostly on balancing, along with giving the levels a little bit less open space, whether it be by an extra wall or just adding some clutter to the ground. Kurt, one of our team members, actually developed a cluttered, wouldn't say machine, however, it was an empty game object that would create clutter on the ground, and you could set the density or the spacing of the clutter that would appear on the ground. Within the video, you will see just laid throughout the levels different little pieces of debris or clutter. This week we also implemented a new weakness zone. We gave it a fresh new icon so it cannot be mistaken for a healing zone anymore. The taunt totem has been upgraded to its new voxel format. New gates within the level have been implemented into the build. Perimeters of the level are now consistent of a layer of trees along with a overarching mesh, so it's not just empty field on the minimap. There were quite a number of bug fixes that were fixed this week, including but not limited to the player is no longer able to up their own score by dying. The cooldown sound effect that's coming off a cooldown will no longer loop itself. Enemies not being able to walk on the base and the hive level. The fire drop that happens with the red duck has also been decreased in size. Within these last couple of days, the team is hoping to completely flush out our game. We're hoping to go through, add clutter to the ground to make it seem more natural, make it so where it's not clipping into other objects. We're hoping to fix a few minor bugs. We're hoping to get the last of the art implemented that the team has been rigorously trying to get completed. We hope to get animations on the gnome, or the player model, whatever you want to call it. But basically what all this boils down to is we're trying to get a quality portfolio piece ready before graduation. We've all been working tirelessly for the last 4 months of this class to get this game working, to get it flushed out, to make it fun, and just overall make it an enjoyable experience for both players and ourselves. And while it seems like a cliche, I for one have been absolutely enjoying this experience. I know that we've been having hardships along the way, and problems will arise, but the team's just been, we banded together. I mean, I don't think we could have had a better team for this just assignment, for lack of a better word. This team has been a blessing to say the least. I don't think things would have been this smoothly if I would have been paired up with anyone else. Our skill sets just allow us to flow together and make things work. I mean, the rest of us may not be good at art, but Kurt's over here pumping out models like there's no tomorrow. I'm not the best programmer, but Aaron's a whiz with it. Allowing us to focus on a single section of the builds was just, it was a perfect idea, and I thank Dennis, Kurt, and Aaron for bringing it up and putting in so much hard work over these last couple of months. Alright, back to the details of the game. We picked voxel due to our personal limitations on art and our attempt to help out the artist with the workload. It wasn't easy for us, however, we decided to go for it rather than doing a more realistic style of textures. We went with what we thought was simple, what we thought we could accomplish, and what we thought we could help the artist out with. One thing I'm sure you've noticed within the builds is that there are multiple different colored ducks. They vary from red to yellow to green to white, and the explanation for that is the green ones, or the default duck, is the main enemy you will see in the game. It's not very fast. They hit kind of hard, but they don't have any range. The white ducks are extremely fast and don't do a lot of damage, but they're also very, very squishy. One shot will take them out. The red ducks on death will drop a fire area, kind of like if you were to shoot one of the explosive barrels. The squirrels themselves are the ranged character of, or enemy of No Malone. The green is the default sniper. This one normally doesn't wander towards the base. It'll just kind of idle about and wait for the player to come to it. These hit extremely hard and have an incredibly high rate of fire. So the player needs to not run at them head on and have a plan before facing multiple of them. Another thing that was implemented this week was a new tutorial door. These doors allow the player to continue progress but not backtrack on themselves, potentially causing issues within the tutorial system. Going back on the clutter, another thing we implemented was a new tiling on the floors within the levels. To get this tiling to match up, every person on the team went and made their floor game object 500 by 500. With the floors all being the same size, the tiling wouldn't affect going from level to level. The resource spawners are also on their own system rather than being controlled by a single controller. This allows every resource to be on its own timer rather than all the resources being cherry-picked of where things are going to be spawned at and where the next one will pop up. This simplified things and made it so the player didn't have to run around like a chicken with their head cut off to find resources and survive. Power-ups were also a thing that were updated recently. They're no longer little circles on the ground. They are now their own little texture, and they have a couple letters identifying what they are. Hollow point is HP. Rapid fire is just a giant R on the side, and so on and so forth. This made it so where you could identify what you were picking up before actually having to pick it up and have the on-screen text tell you what it is. And with that, that is Team Kintaro's Week 4 art progress video. Thank you for watching.